lack of cohesiveness, that has been deteriorating since the 1980s through the media, through the movies, through the music. You see what I mean? And then all these other groups, want to come in here and capitalize on our talent. And we supposed to sit here and say that this is normal. You see what I'm saying?
You will not be able to stay home, brother.
It's fine, you know what I'm saying?
You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
Overwhelm them with it, you see. And then, of course, the side effects is, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Hatred and all that. You have to spoon feed this, you see. Now, you got individuals who sit up there that call themselves foundational Black Americans. I'm a diasporic African, okay? And I stand on that square. You see what I'm saying? It's because of what I've lived through and what I've seen. Now, I understand the dangers of neocolonialism, and this is why in Uganda, Dad hated Idi Amin Dada. You know, nobody fooled Big Daddy. But however, though, he was an absolute ruler over there. And then the current head of state, President Museveni, who rejected the Biden administration's envoy, who came over there and told the president of Uganda, well, if you don't embrace this rainbow coalition flag, okay, we will cut off your aid. So President Museveni told the Biden sycophant, okay, is that, hey, cut it off, man. We're through talking to you. Then he looked up at him, man, you know, as he was dealing with other issues, and the fool is standing there with his mouth open. And he said, say, man, you still here? And so he had got up out of there, you see. So quite naturally, of course, when you reject these principles, they come at you with a vengeance. Look what social media does to us. You see what I mean? They won't even allow us to share our advertisement, for our podcast on Facebook anymore. They used to, a lot of times, they share everybody else. They tell us we violate community standards, but they do not tell us what standards that we have violated. You see what I'm saying? And so, being of intelligent folks that we are, we understand that you don't like this message. Okay, great. That's fine. But we're not going to bite our tongues, you see what I'm saying, to make you feel comfortable, as opposed to you fessing up to your violations of your people against ours and throughout not only the whole diaspora, but throughout the whole world. You ought to see this crap that comes on my page with Facebook, you know what I'm saying? These stupid ads and all this old type of stuff, this hack your account type of tactics that they use. And then, the hypocrisy is real. Yeah, the hypocrisy is real. And then you get these content creators, who come up there and put their stuff up on our wall, but they don't want to share our stuff, you see. So what I do with them is I just simply delete and block them. You see what I mean? Come up there and put their stuff up on our wall, but they don't want to share our stuff. You see. So what is that? Is that on your end, Sister Section?
I don't know. I don't know where
what is that?
I don't have the radio on or nothing.
Okay, so we get some background on it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's Brother Che.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Brother Che, what's going on with you, man? Okay.
Great evening. I heard what you said, Shabaka, that you was a diasporic African and you standing on that and you don't care what nobody else says. You gonna stand on your square, and I can respect that. The thing is, Shabaka, you can't get no dual citizenship in any of them African nations that you standing on the square on. Them people is not caping or advocating for us over here. They caping and advocating for everybody but us. They don't even have Pan-African cohesiveness on the continent. So if you ask me, it's like fighting on sinking sand. It's like fighting on quicksand. You standing on your square, but yet you steady sinking. Because it's not being reciprocated. So you can't have no Pan-African unity if the rest of those in the diaspora are not pulling their weight, are not reciprocating it. This is why we're delineating.
Okay, but Brother Che.
This is why we're saying we're foundational Black Americans. Because we built this country. There'll be no country, no United States of America without our ancestors' blood, sweat, and toil. That's it.
Okay, Brother Che.
Greetings,
I respect your...
I apologize.
Brother Che.
I had disrespected you on the last show. I want to apologize for anything that you feel might have disrespected you. That was not my intention at all. I just hate talking about religion because, like Malcolm X said, we can talk about religion when we get free.
Yes, sir. Okay, I accept your apology.
Okay, but Brother Che, I see we got a caller here from 57.
Overslept. Yeah, you want me to unmute the mic 57?
Yeah, because you've been putting in a lot of work, brother. You know what I'm saying? Not only with this here, but with Frontline Black News and stuff like that, man. So and definitely appreciate your efforts over the years. Okay, we got 5. I think I know who this is. Wait a minute.
You said you get one guess. One guess. It's
yeah, he's on
the last.
The last 3 is 114573. What's your name and where you calling?
You get one guess. You get one guess. That's it. One.
Tay.
One guess.
You said you get one guess.
Okay.
Ron Rett.
the Alaska.
It's the Alaska.
Crazier.
Well,
Much crazier.
Oh, Ron Wreck, my man. Okay, Ron Wreck.
Ron Wreck.
Yeah.
Unhappy New Year, man. My brothers and sisters, how y'all doing? Yeah.
Okay,
well, I mean,
Ron.
What's that, man? I didn't catch
we
it.
doing well, man. We're just talking about, man, all the garbage that's getting ready to come in, man, for the New Year 2025. You know what I mean?
Can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. And I'm out here, Ron, in Sin City, man. I'm parked. You know what I'm saying? Because the fools are
I'm supposed to be in Kansas City. I haven't started that yet, but I've been token. I'm supposed to be in Kansas City. But I'm supposed to be Kansas City, Kansas, doing a gig, but I got hurt last week, so I'm crippled up.
Oh,
nice,
man.
Merry
Injuries are not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know
No, they're bad.
My
My kick drum leg, man, went through a bathtub.
You got some big game.
Well, they
You
got
went
some
through a
cold
bathtub,
man.
Oh, yeah. Stuff you on some episode.
Well, that ain't good. This thing cut up. I mean, I've bled bad. I had to have a lot of work done. No, bro, no. I had to go to the hospital, man. It was bad. I slipped and my knee went through the fiberglass tub. Yeah. And of all knees, it's my kick drum. It's my right leg. Yeah, my right leg, and I'm worthless without it. I play music, so I've been sitting there playing my guitar for the past week.
Throw that peroxide on it, man, and then wrap it up.
Done got you.
Yeah, because I've had some bad cuts over my lifetime, as well, too.
Well, I got stitches in it, and I'm using antibiotic cream, and I'm cleaning it 3 times a day with peroxide. Taking care of it. So, yeah. What a trip, though. What a trip. I'm losing money, but I'm used to that. This is a good paying gig tonight, and I gotta miss it. Boy, they're bent bad too. They call me, hey, you sure you can't do this, man? Shoot, I would if I could. Sent me flowers off. That's crazy.
Right.
Damn, send me flowers, man. What's this all about? No man sends me flowers. Damn.
Well, Ron, just as long as they're not sending you pink flowers.
Yeah, no, these are red. That was cool. But I did get a hold of the agent, the producer. Like, what is this all about? Why are you sending me flowers? Well, we just want you to get well. We're praying for you, Mr. Cam. We really want you to make this show. I just did the triple Lindy in the swan dive in a bathtub, and I tore my leg up. He expect me to come work? Really? Wow. When the most important thing I have is this leg.
Brian, that's older than you and I put together, man. Wasn't that out 100 years ago in the 1920s?
Yeah, that was Rodney Dangerfield, the Steel Pier. Yeah, that was it with a flying horse, the diving horse. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. We did on Frontline Black last night. We paid tribute, to Jimmy Carter, because the guy he went out with a keynote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did work in Denver too. That same year he had been working 4 different states.
He did with affordable housing, and you saw him and Ryan.
He did a lot more than he did a lot.
285.
He did work in Denver too.
This is our New Year's Eve, so
been all over the place.
Same year he had been working 4 different states.
Yeah,
he bounced around.
Hey, shout out to Twin, shout out to Mac 285. Make sure y'all call in. This is our New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, we're talking about, out with the old, coming in with the new. We have Sister Headset Shootwell with us, you know what I'm saying? Very, very knowledgeable young woman, you know what I'm saying? And then also, too, personally, I'm of the opinion that all your commodities that you need for your very survival, such as food, clothes, shelter, they're getting ready to skyrocket through the roof, okay? Because and then these congressional sycophants that he has, they're going to go up there, force his agenda. So earthquake up under it, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, or what have you. Now, Ron, okay, I'm going to, give you a little bit of enlightenment here, my man. Okay. Now, a lot of us believe that the hurricanes, okay, as you know, Ron, they originate off the coast of Africa. and they go the same route that the slave ships did, you see, and they hit places like Louisiana, Florida, very, very hard.
Yeah, initially they had all female names.
And the power of the black woman is because she's the original woman. You see what I mean? So I just want to, clarify out there, for you and what have you. And then too, Ryan, I'm sure.
Well, initially they had all female names.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm sure Ryan will agree.
Yeah, where's Sarge?
Unlike,
where's the one and only Sarge?
Colleagues we got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to mention their names. They welcome to call in too. And I see the old Sarge.
Where's Joe Gibson?
You went at wall tonight on us.
Everybody must be popping bottles already.
Where's the one and only Sarge?
I don't. He was on Gibson's show last night, so I have no idea.
Where's Joe Gibson?
Happy New Year, man.
They might be out there tipping the cans, man.
Bottles already.
They might be sucking on them bottles, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Drinking that George juice. Drinking that George juice.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year,
that glass tit. Yeah, man, big time.
Yeah,
we gonna get me and Lady Tay is getting toe up tonight.
I'm not a big drinker, so
right now.
I mean, if I would have done that gig tonight, I probably would have went to the after party and got pretty drunk. But I'm not there. So
we gonna get me and Lady Tay is getting toe up tonight.
Well, I do have me a fifth of
right now.
this. I got a fifth of this shit called Nowadays. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this shit. Nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah, I had that before.
That THC liquor or whatever, not liquor, but it's all weed, extracted weed or something. It's like 1.5 ounces of it, 10 milligrams of weed.
It's weed elixir. It's weed elixir.
Yeah.
I had that before.
I'm down that whole fifth. I'm gonna suck down the whole fifth of bottle tonight. I got my new Jackson GS34Q sitting next to me, along with my Digiboard and my Sun Fed Elite amplifier, so I'm ready. Once I get roasted, I'm gonna start cooking my house with guitar. So I mean, that's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. I'm an actual professional drummer, but I play guitar too. Since I can't get on my drum kit, which is right next to the guitars, but
Who have you played with? Have you played with any professional acts yet?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
How long you been playing the drums?
Drums since I was 12, and I'm 58 now.
Okay, so you've been playing it all your life, just like with any other art. They do it all their lives. Yeah, they do
forever.
it.
Yeah.
When it comes to art,
Every day.
Every day.
Every
I'm
day.
sure you agree on that there, Sister Headstep Suit, you know what I'm saying? Being an artist yourself, man, you've done it all your life. Am I correct on that now?
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Okay. Well, as they say, art is an expression of the soul. I come from a family of artists, but the genes skipped me somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And people call me an orator, political advocate, stand up for people's rights, been to jail behind it, hit upside the head, returned a few blows, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And then, however, I am contemplating a trip next week. We're going over here on a godforsaken place called the state of California. Gavin Newsom, you belong in jail. I have no respect for a man who's going to go sleep with his best friend's wife who was campaigning and you were the campaign manager. So, Gavin Newsom, you're a man of low morals. And by the way, guess what, Gavin Newsom? I no longer have a California driver's license, so you cannot track who I am. You belong in jail, Now, Trump is Trump, people, okay? Now, the thing is about Trump, okay, and I'm sure you would agree with me on this here, Sister Headstep Suit. He is stating how he honestly feels. And I'd much rather that a snake come up to me and said, hey, I'm a snake, I'm venomous, I crawl on my belly, you know what I'm saying, and I'm out to hurt you. Fine, okay?
Right.
And then like they got her in the Shaolin teaching, Sister Headstep Suit. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. I'm sure you are. And your curriculum, you got to separate the serpent's head from its body to make it ineffective.
I've seen that shit.
And I'm sitting up here looking at some damn fool.
Remember that Tony Home Village
today sitting up here with a python as a pet.
Remember that tiny home village I helped build?
Yeah. I've seen that shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Remember that tiny home village about it?
One of the people that used to stay there, she used to have snakes.
Remember that tiny home village I helped build? Remember that tiny home village I helped build here in Colorado?
Yeah.
One of the people that used to stay there, she used to have snakes as her pets.
Oh my God.
I took a picture with one of them pythons.
You a better man than me, man, because the only thing I would have known what to do with that python is to slash it or shoot it, you know. Those are the only two options, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a python, you know, very, very affectionate animal, man. He'll just go ahead and squeeze you half to death, and then he will
And they're very
you.
quiet. They're very quiet.
Yeah, they're very
don't
quiet. They're very quiet.
They don't bark.
Yeah,
they don't meow. None of that.
None of that.
Exactly. You see, so it's a predator. You see what I'm saying? It's a predator. You see what I'm saying?
Throw them a rat every once in a while, maybe a mouse for a snack and stuff like that. You know.
But rats
for snacks. You know, they got to be able to snack. Yeah. You know, people that bother you might throw them in there.
They're sickening. You see, it's sickening. But however, to each his reach. The only thing I know what to do with a rat or a snake is to slash it or shoot it. You see what I'm saying? Because it is very, very harmful.
And what do you mean? I'm a Shabaka. I'm a pro-lifer, man. I'm a rock musician. We believe in everything deadly and ugly. You know, we just
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a marketing tool. Trust me. Yes, ma'am.
And look, I have a plan for you. If you want to bring out the artist in yourself, because you said you want to bring out that artist, study the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Because journalists know how to circle it out and get rid of all that
Artist's Way, ma'am.
That you can bring it into action. She has a book and she has a journal that goes along with it that brings out whatever martial art, painting, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then keep in mind, you know, there was a lot of artists in my family, but I guess the genes have skipped me.
No, man. No, everybody has some type of art. It's part of your DNA.
You gotta bring it out, that's all.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can really tell that an old boy such as myself, man, 60 plus years that I could do this, right?
Yeah. Charlie Daniels did it.
Yeah.
Charlie Daniels did it.
Okay.
We told he was where he got famous.
I've been
He just don't sit around.
I know people who just started playing the piano that they've only been playing the piano for 5 years in their 60s, and they play the piano day near better than me. I've been playing since I was like 10 or 11 years old. You can do it.
Wow. Okay. Now, Sister Henry, I'm glad you brought up the piano. Now, Ron, with you being a musician, I know you heard of the one and only Miss Nina Simone.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, and guess who took away her royalties from her children? You guessed it. Old Kamala Harris. She was the attorney. Yeah, when she was the Attorney General of California.
Don't that figure.
Former vice president, is an alcoholic. You see what I'm saying? Which is her business, you know, so I'm probably sure she had the best of them. JD, old granddad, Johnny Walker, you know what I mean? I think she had them more ways than one, you know, no disrespect to the lady, if you know what I'm saying, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? But however, it is what it is. Okay, now another thing too is that artificial intelligence has grown exponentially in the last year and a half. You see what I mean? It's because, you know, I had to acquire another telephone, and then all of a sudden there's all this AI. And then, of course, you know, like how they got these websites up here that extort you and hold you at ransom, right? where you can't click them off. The things that I heard that I hear what they call this advertisement up here. Okay. Well, if you want us to block ads, give us X amount of dollars. Extortion, once again. What is Gruesome Newsom doing about it? Nothing. And Gruesome Newsom does have the power to do something about it, is because you see at least 65 to 70% of your social media platforms are based in Silicon Valley, which is San Mateo County and Santa Clara County down there with San Jose, you know, the city of San Francisco, Oakland, and what have you, but mainly in San Francisco. They have rebuilt downtown San Francisco over a period of about the last 25 to 40 years, you know, with social media money. I mean, they bounced the wrecking ball off those old buildings. You got these skyscrapers going up. And then, Brother Jay, I think you and I was even discussing about how tall the Salesforce Tower is.
Oh, we got Sarge in the building, Shabaka.
Now,
Sarge is in the building.
Something very, very intelligent of what they did. And these people are brilliant. They forgot that the major fault line in California called the San Andreas Fault runs directly under downtown San Francisco. Why do you think they had the great earthquake that they did in 1906? You see what I'm saying? That's very, very intelligent. You know what I mean? And then for all you gig drivers out there, Uber Eats, DoorDash and all that, those are a bunch of scams. You know what I mean? I did it before, and I noticed that every month that the orders were going down. You see what I'm saying? Not going up. You know, they talking about get all our fantastic stuff, get our brand t-shirts, get our brand hats, get you with DoorDash. But yet, though, the sales are going down. Now, in Las Vegas, they had a core explosion. And you know what the major problem is with that? You can call up the people who says, hey, I got your food, but I can't find you. Can you tell us directions of how to get to you? What's the first thing that come out their mouth here in Las Vegas? Oh, I'm a tourist. I don't know where you are. So time is wasted. So then, hiding, you guys will give us some of his cronies in California. Well, we want everybody to work it out. Shabaka. Be an independent contractor. You see that? Jeff Bezos, DoorDash. They don't want you being independent contractors. They want you to go up there and be their employee, but they don't want to give you no employee benefits like workers' compensation. Then you got to utilize your own resources like your vehicle, wear and tear on your car. They're not paying you for that. You see what I'm saying? Then not to mention the fact that when the people are yeah, go ahead, Ron. Yeah.
Man, you can cut this really quick and short. They just want you to be a slave. Well, you don't get no benefit by being a slave, but that's exactly what they want to do. That, you know, you're working for them. They're sitting on their ass making money up you working for them, physically working at your car. You got to pay for the car, you got to pay for the gas in the car, you got all that. And you got to deliver this retarded fucker's food to them. Then you got to take this big fat retarded motherfucker somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You get $3.
We got Sarge on the
air. But you up $1.50 in gas. You made $1.50 for all that hassle within the past hour? Well, you know.
Is that your
Sarge? There's no, how can you win? I mean, how can you make a profit?
No, you're not. It's designed that way for you not to make a profit. You see what I'm saying? And then the hypocrisy is real. You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy is real. And then what's going to happen, Ron, you know, like with the huge amount of homelessness that you have in California and what have you, and one of the main contributors to the homelessness in California is that people like this time of the year, like in New York, Denver, Colorado, Chicago, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right? They're going out there panhandling, you know, get one-way bus tickets to Los Angeles, right? That's why Los Angeles is turning into the cesspool that it is. Now, you got the
they got to fly south.
You got the
they got to fly south. Yeah, gotta fly south though, brother.
Yeah.
Winter's here.
South or west.
Yeah, somewhere.
And then, of course, when you,
anywhere.
Yep. And then,
north,
you know, yeah, exactly, right. And I mean, it's a whole flock of them. You got sub flocks that hook up with the other flocks. You know what I mean? And I mean,
well, we're not getting it no more. So now we're moving into that era, just like the Terminator, where they use a robot to do all the lazy to do everything themselves.
Yeah, that is a fact. And then too, sister, when they came out with the movie The Terminator in 1984, because I saw it, okay, and the setting of the Terminator, where he came back from the future, was in the 2020s. Yeah, was in the 2020s. So, yes, ma'am, that is a fact, you know. And then the Terminator, or the Governator, as they used to call him when Arnold got elected governor of California. You know, the guy can't even pronounce the place. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing,
and then,
sorry to interrupt you. Another thing about the Terminator, and then I'll let you finish what you were going to say. This is important. A Black woman wrote the Terminator, and a Black woman wrote the Matrix. Did you know that?
Right, and got no credit for it. Yes, ma'am, you're correct. And she
got
did not get no credit
she
for
got her money. They gave her all her money. So people went broke and gave her her money, but she never got credit for those movies because they didn't put it up in the media to let them know, hey, this is produced by the Matrix, was the first Matrix, not the second ones and so on and so forth, the stupid ones. The first one, the Matrix, was produced by a Black woman. And she said, you know what? I also produced the Terminator. And they took that from me too. So she got her money.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, but
yes,
she didn't
ma'am.
get it.
You are right. Exactly. Now, also too, Ron, you old enough to remember. Do you remember a TV series called The Mod Squad? And then I'm going to show you how this is going to blend into what you just said, Sister Hatchet.
Back in the day,
do you remember? Yeah, and you remember the brother on there, man, Clarence Williams III?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, he was married to Gloria Foster, and Gloria Foster was in the Matrix, and although that she's much older, you know what I'm saying? Okay, she was telling him, I think Keanu Reeves, you know, she was giving a spill on her about the Matrix. You see what I mean? And, and I think Ms. Foster is still with us, but she's definitely laid up in age. And then, as you know, Ron, okay, people such as Elvis Presley, and please do not take this here the wrong way, okay? You and lo and behold, it was Little Richard. And he had made the statement that it was him and Chuck Berry that came out with rock and roll, right? Okay. And then Elvis went on and copied it, is because his manager, let me see, who was Colonel Parker, I believe. Colonel Parker came up with the mindset, well, you know, if I can get a white guy to sing this music right here, you see what I'm saying? He'll be overnight success. Great, which he was. You see what I'm saying? Now, too, is that he had a lot of background singers that came from out of Detroit, you know, of course, with Motown. Now, another great songwriter, and he was a star ever since he was 17 years old, is a guy by the name of William H. Robinson Jr. Who am I talking about?
Hey, crap, bro.
I know the name, I just can't get it.
Smokey is in case you didn't know, and I'm very concerned about you, Shabaka.
I knew it.
I knew it was goddamn Sarge.
You very concerned about me, Sarge? Well, since
yes, I'm always concerned about Sarge. Would you like me to tell you why I'm concerned about you?
Happy New Year, God damn it.
Happy New Year to you too, brother. But I'd like to tell Chicago why I'm so concerned about it.
Why? You turned me into the face. You got me on a hit list.
Not
and holder that you're gonna work on.
Come on. All right, now, you know, first of all, you told me, Sarge, I heard you saying Sarge hadn't called in. I mean, my ears were burning, so I knew you were talking about me. So I said, okay, let me hear what he's saying. And I heard you say Sarge hadn't called in. You got to understand. Let me explain now. Come on now. Let me explain now. Now, the reason I hadn't called in is because I'm concerned about your mental health. And because, let's face it, wait a minute, now you got to listen to the whole thing. Now, you're stopping me before I get through explaining why I'm concerned about you. And I'm trying to tell you. I'm concerned about your mental health. You got probably, arguably, certainly one of the worst cases of Trump derangement syndrome on BTR. And I thought it was imperative of me to allow you to get all your spleen and your bile and your vitriol out without any interruption or any contradiction from me. Because I'm concerned about you. And I think you got most of it out. So now I think it's okay for me to call in and maybe add a little bit of, I don't know, disagreement or debate. Because I'm concerned about you. That's why. That's the only reason I'm calling in.
Okay, Sarge. Now, we're talking about, man, was getting ready to come here all the way live in 2025. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting all kind of crazy stuff. Call it paranoia, call it mental disease, call it being a black man in America. You know what I'm saying? But what's your predictions for 2025, Sarge?
Well, first of all, I would like to ask you a question. I'll be happy to answer, but I would like to ask you a question about a statement you made earlier. You accused Donald Trump of indulging and further expand and indulge his dictatorial tendencies. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing. I think that's pretty accurate. That is specifically what he did in his 4 years as president that resembled anything like dictatorial power that exceeded his constitutional authority as president of the United States. Just tell me what it was. What did he do specifically that would indicate a tendency toward dictatorial tendencies? Please be specific.
Yes, sir. Okay. First place, the man had an extramarital affair, if not many of them. Number one. Okay. Number two, he's talking about make America great.
That's okay, though.
I got to. Yeah. And when was America ever great? Oh, by the way, looky here, people. We have an unknown caller calling in.
Wait a minute, brother. Would you please, do we have a common understanding of what dictatorial means or not? Because I didn't hear anything in that answer that remotely resembles anything dictatorial. Do we have a common understanding of what the word means? Because it sounds to me that we're not sharing a common language with regard to that.
Okay, whoa, hold on, Sarge. Here's your dictators: J. Edgar Hoover, Richard Nixon.
I understand you believe he is. I'm just asking you for a concrete example of this dictatorship. And you didn't give me one. You told me you had an extramarital affair and he wants to make America great again, which I don't understand how that could possibly be dictatorial.
Okay, hold on, though, Sarge. Now, here's one thing that Trump did do that I thought was absolutely wrong. Okay, the former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kaepernick. Okay, all righty, okay. Now, I see our unknown caller has been unmuted. Okay, I guess that's Brother Che. Okay,
I'll be quiet.
but then he's going to say, okay, but he's going to say about Colin Kaepernick, get that SOB off the field, because Colin Kaepernick was kneeling on the American flag to raise awareness of all the questionable police shootings of Black women and men. You see what I mean?
Okay, so he didn't get him removed, but he wasn't able to get him removed. That means he's not a dictator. So he said, get him off the field. Nobody took him off. So I guess he's an ineffectual dictator then? That's what you have to present to me, the evidence that he's a dictator, that he expressed an opinion that Colin Kaepernick shouldn't be playing, and he failed to get him off the field, and therefore that's your definition of a dictator? And by the way, you do know it's possible to be wrong about something and still not be a dictator, don't you?
Can I say
okay,
something?
But Sarge,
real quick?
Yes, ma'am, you most certainly can, Sister Headset.
Can I also comment? It's Colin, not Colin.
Yeah, I was just going to say that a dictator is one who dictates, especially a ruler or tyrant with absolute power. And that's what Trump is about to be starting in January 2025. So,
he hasn't achieved it yet, but he's going to achieve it. But thus far, he has failed to achieve the exalted title of dictator. So he's about to do it. But you still can't point to me anything that he has done that actually fits the definition of being a dictator.
Well, he did dictate that he was going to cut off all aid that all poor Black people on to Social Security, Medicaid, so on and so forth, as soon as he gets in office.
Yeah, he did say that.
Hey, can I ask a comment on Colin Kaepernick? I got a fact.
He said publicly that he was going to target aid to Black people. Is that the words he used? Or is that a paraphrasing of something else?
Okay, well, Sarge.
He didn't literally say
Sarge,
Black
can I
people,
comment on Colin Kaepernick?
Go ahead.
In 20,
I don't think he said that. I really
this ain't where I called it. I just wanted to add to the discussion. This is Brother Boyer. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This ain't why I called in, though, but in 2016, the Denver Broncos had just came off the NFL championship. Peyton Manning retired, and they were needing a quarterback, and they tried to negotiate a trade for Colin Kaepernick, who was coming off one of his bad seasons, and he wanted more money, and then they couldn't come to an agreement, and then he tried to sue him later on, also, though, too. Just being honest.
Man, put the ponies back in the barn, and when it comes to the ponies, talk to Brother Trey.
That's not why I called in, though. I have a discussion.
Yeah, which is all good, man, which we appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
But Kaepernick made a bad business decision that day.
Gators. Yeah, but the thing is that the Raiders, they're in the toilet. They need to fire the general manager all the way
down.
Damn
right, but why wouldn't you want to come be quarterback for the defending Super Bowl champions? You can earn a big payday. And then you're going to sue him?
Okay, but the thing is, though, is this. Brother Che will tell you, though, that's his team, okay? To me, they GMO ponies, put the ponies in a barn. Brother Che has stated is that the Raiders, you know what I'm saying, they don't even have a ship. So we used to be able to sell ships on dry land because I followed the Raiders from Oakland to Los Angeles.
We're going to fight. I'm Broncos fan.
Las Vegas. Okay, well.
Hey, fuck the Chiefs. Happy New Year, right?
Yeah, well, of course, we all need the Chiefs to lose, you know what I'm saying?
That's damn right.
Personally, yeah, okay, but me personally, I think the one who's going to be picking it up, man, the team that's been handing out a bunch of L's to their opposition, and they only got one L themselves, is the Detroit Lions. Can't take nothing away from them. They never won the Super Bowl. Yeah, very good. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
And they are homegrown. That's how we can all respect. They're homegrown.
Oh yeah.
You got to root for them too. They're true underdogs. Like suffered 3 years of turmoil. We got to root for them.
Oh yeah. Well, as you know, it would take to build a team. From out of the basement. It would take about 3 good seasons. With the management staff, the personnel.
You better keep an eye on the Detroit Lions, baby. Keep an eye on them.
And they have more injuries than anybody in the NFL. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, and then also too, Sarge, of a place that you and I both hold to our hearts is Okay, yeah, they too cold. Okay, but the Buffalo Bills
and the Detroit Lions are 13-2, man. They're 14-2.
Okay, but Sarge, the Buffalo Bills eliminated the Raiders in the AFC Championship game in 1993, and they got smashed in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's invulnerable, man. I'm just saying, look at the way they're playing. Well, look at the teams that are at the top, and look at the way they're playing. That's all I got to say.
Well, okay,
I mean, you know, you look at this guy Gerald Goff, man. He was having a career high season. This dude, Josh Allen is starting to get off the chain when it comes to being a play mill quarterback. Lamar Jackson, you know what he is. He can be at any time. He can just totally break a game wide open.
Until January games, though, he can't do anything in January, though.
Sarge, they're gonna have to sit there and wait and revitalize the team, man, just like with the Raiders, man. And you know, because let's be real, fellas, and then I want to comment on the Washington Commanders, okay?
I don't mean 25 out with the 2024, everyone with 2025. We ain't got to watch this stumbling president that everybody said he wasn't dementia ridden, and we all knew it was fact. And now it's all coming out that's that. We don't have to watch Kamala lie and drink herself to death on national TV. We got to watch the fake news. I ain't have to watch people get burned alive on the subway, or I don't know if you saw the one today, the guy got pushed in front of the train when the governor or the mayor, not the mayor, but the governor came out a few weeks ago and said everything's safe on New York subway. And then two people were burned, and lady was pushed. Guy today was pushed in front of the subway.
Yeah,
we got to worry about illegal or people coming in to the borders. We got to worry about all this bullshit. Happy New Year, Sarge.
Right.
Thank you, sir. And I share the sentiments exactly.
Have a beer.
Okay.
I will.
All right. Okay. And then
Happy New Year.
Too,
this is Boyer. This is Brother Boyer.
Okay, Brother Boyer, and please drink and drive responsibly. You know what
I don't drink and drive. I don't drink and drive.
Yeah, have a designated driver.
We're all Americans. We need to be rooting for the same team.
Yeah, well, only thing I can say about that is this, my man. You got to cut the reparations. You know what I'm saying? That's one of me.
We can do that, but we don't need to mockingbird media.
I don't drink and drive.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that. I drink.
Can we all agree Biden was not?
Can
we all agree Biden that was not clearly for the past 3 years? He has not been with it.
Oh, he's been out of it, man, for at least.
Yeah, he was at that. We cannot reelect me. We got to vote down.
Pardon Hunter. Okay,
of course he is. But I mean, shame on his wife. His wife's going to have to talk to the big man one day. The guy's on Heaven's Ring doorbell knocking. Remember they tried to get him to ride the bike and he fell out off the bike and they're like, he's with it.
He's going to pardon Nancy for being so ugly.
10 times in public that he wasn't going to pardon Hunter.
Let's pardon Hunter for the past 11 years to 2014. That makes sense. He's innocent.
I swear, I ain't never seen nothing like these people, man.
Tell me how you really feel, Sarge.
Hey, man, look, I'm so glad that Kamala Harris didn't do her duty as she was obligated to by virtue of her oath and invoke the 25th Amendment, because if she was true to her duty, then she would have. There was no reason for her not to get together with the cabinet and invoke the 25th Amendment to remove that senile bastard. We now know the truth. All the facts out. They didn't do it. I'm grateful as hell she didn't do it. For God's sake, I didn't want that drunken woman to be president. But she had a duty to do it, and she didn't do it. And the reason she didn't do it, because she's a political creature animal with no integrity, no sense of honor, and not worth the dung it would take to bury her ass.
She couldn't get out of Iowa in the Iowa caucuses. Gabbard sent her to hell.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm just glad she didn't do what she was obligated to do by her oath to the Constitution. She should have voted for 25th Amendment. I'm glad she didn't do it, though.
Changes for illegals in prison. That makes sense.
Oh, man, the woman, good God, I've never seen her.
God damn, have you driven past North Carolina?
Could even put up something like that for a job like the presidency of the United States.
Well, sorry.
They don't ever deserve to be considered seriously ever again in the future until they undergo the most drastic of reforms.
Well, you heard what they convinced Biden. Biden's like, I gotta run again, and they're like, hey, you've already ran 2 years. And he's like, oh, okay, and then he backed out.
Yeah, but no, we don't need to do the.
They pulled a quick one on him.
And see if we can remove this guy from office and then send it to the Congress for a vote from them, which they probably would have done to remove his ass. No, he couldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do anything differently than Joe Biden has. I mean, I'm all in with Joe. I mean, it was just so disgraceful. She knew it. She was in on the cover-up.
They're not even talking today. They haven't even talked since she lost. Hey, my favorite moment of 2024 is
that alone should forever disqualify the Democratic Party for consideration for the high offices of the land ever again. A part of that damn corrupt doesn't deserve any consideration whatsoever.
Damn right. My favorite moment of 2024 is when no, this is a good one. My favorite moment of 2024 was when they wheeled Biden out on them steroids and adrenaline for the debate, and he started rambling, and he's like, we beat Medicare. And then Trump goes, yeah, we beat him. You beat Medicare, you beat the death.
Yeah, remember the Phantom of the Opera speech? You remember that Phantom of the Opera speech with the Marines standing in the background and the red background? All we needed was organ music. We needed da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the only thing was missing in that speech.
Brother Shabaka.
Tales from the Crypt. Wow.
Sarge is on one night. I love it.
Remember old movies from the 70s. Now, also, too, folks, we wanted. I got a question, and then I want to get some feedback on from you too. Sister
Michael Craig said, "Don't vote for Kamala. She's a damn shapeshifters. Change their accent."
Okay, but they just found out who that stash belonged to, man, of that white powder of about a pound that was up there in the White House, huh?
Oh yeah, I wonder who that. It was probably Kamala.
I think it was Kamala's, man. I think it was
it's
Kamala's.
easy to blame Hunter. Hunter knows he can't do that. He's got to go to the fucking Motel 8 and do that shit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I think that was Kamala's coke. I don't think it was Hunter's.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Hunter is a North African land manager. He's a Chinese financier. He's a world-class painter. And he's done all this while high on cocaine and banging hookers. That's presidential.
Well, that's why they
we need to be voting for him. He did all that shit on cocaine and banging hookers.
Right.
And hiding
all the time, all some laptops out of his
The
house.
51 CIA officer said it's not real.
That's right.
It's real.
Somebody lied. All the degree credentials and man, they are high mucks up in the CIA and they're trusted officials and that was just
all you listen to the news. Wake up. Chris coming, wait for Cash to get in there.
64185.
Okay, now here we go, Sarge. Now you know all this here too. Now, as you do know, Sarge, that during the Nixon regime, you remember the guy, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a crook, and I want to make that perfectly clear. But guess who his CIA chief was during his regime? Do you know who it was?
Probably Hunter Biden. He does everything. He's great.
Ooh, wait a minute. I heard
George H.W. Bush.
George. Yes, sir. You are absolutely Bush. Yep. Oh, H.W. And then, too, that Henry Kissinger, who Kissinger got together and says, you know what? We're going to put together this plan. And Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, had dropped knowledge.
I'm not no right-wing radical. I mean, fucking Bush sat there and signed off a no-bid contract to Halliburton so we can invade Iraq. He's a piece of shit, too.
We ain't too fond of George H.W. either, man. So don't
He's
put
a
him up.
piece of shit.
Don't put George H.W. up there as no paradigm.
W's a piece of shit.
Tell you, that may be true. We don't like his ass either.
Hell no.
Okay, but who was his vice president?
Dick Cheney.
Halliburton.
Yeah, and they gave him a no big contract. That's bullshit.
Yeah, move to the head of the class now.
Yeah, he's part of the deep state too with Biden and Kamala and Ellen.
We don't like any of these people, Shabaka. I don't know why you think they're holding up as some kind of model for us. We reject them.
Octavius Crump.
Hell yeah, we're for the American people. We got a voice, right? Right, Sarge?
That's right.
There's hope.
Somebody got a Republican next to it don't mean a damn thing to me. It means less than anything to me. I don't care what you believe in, because I used to be a Republican. I ain't a Republican no more. Republican was a bunch of country club globalists. I don't want to have nothing to do with them no more.
Hey, I got a fun fact for you. Did you know that the guy who saw the Las Vegas hotel shooter, the only guy that saw that guy come in, the only public interview he did was on Ellen? And it was after she had Christian Bale on there trying to make head slot
with him. And he was shooting people over there, man, by the Las Vegas sign. Then he was shooting at the airport, and he tried to ignite the gas over there. Do you know how volatile and how high the octane is in airplane fuel?
Oh, yeah, it's explosive.
But
how about the only guy that saw that guy enter the hotel when his only interview was on Ellen right after she had Sloth on there trying to make Christian Bale giggle? She's CIA it.
Well, Shabaka, now you do understand that fuel doesn't burn, the vapors burn, and the fuel tanks are full. And a bullet going into a fuel tank, unless it's an incendiary bullet, it's not going to set it off.
I saw a video today of her ex-wife when she crashed into that building, and they wheeled her out and they zipped her up in the body bag. She unzips it, gets off the church, tries to run. A bunch of people in yellow jackets run and take her off in a vehicle. And then she died at the hospital. She got in a coma for a few days. Look it up.
Yep. Okay, now here's one.
Because she was going to come out with a doc called 13 and Young or something like that about child sex trafficking. And then the Diddy shit came out and Ellen moved to Europe. And then God came down and flooded her house in Europe. That's fact.
Okay, yeah, God don't like ugly. Okay, I spoke to my loved one.
I want to be part of the regular show. Me and Sarge become friends.
Hey man, I need because Shabaka, man, sometimes he gets relentless when I get him cornered. So I gotta let him out. I gotta let him out of the corner. Somebody else go after him, because then his fangs come out.
Yeah, the fucking CIA knocking on my door.
You can take that role when I get him in that position.
What's that?
Now, Sarge, here's something, Sarge, that you're gonna love. I spoke with my loved one yesterday who served in Vietnam like you, right? He had told me that he had got hit with shrapnel, right? Which he did. He showed me the scar on his leg. Thank God it wasn't any worse. And when they medevaced him, man, they put him in an amputee ward, right? So a full bird colonel comes up there, man, to give him the Purple Heart, right? And you know what my cousin said, Sarge, you're going to love this. He said, sir, with all due respect, go fuck yourself, man. I don't want that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm up here, laying up here with guys who lost both arms and both legs and all that, and you going to come to me with this bullshit? I says, well, a man after my own heart. And of course, we thank God he came back alive. And then, of course,
praise Jesus.
Know our hearts go out. Yeah, and our hearts go out to those who did lose loved ones over there in Vietnam. And over the last year, Sarge, you and I have argued about this one. Sarge, but you yet to answer the question. Now, Sarge, the overhand right is coming again, but we're not going to hit you too hard, Sarge. When did Congress declare war on North Vietnam?
I never did. It had a Gulf of Tonkin resolution.
Whoa, hold on, Sarge.
Declare war on the Barbary pirates, yet they want to win. We sent the Marines and the Navy over to the North Shore of Africa to wage war. Most American armed conflicts have not involved the Declaration of War. In fact, only 6 have. So revolution, the war of 1812,
how about Obama drone attack that fucking restaurant and killing kids?
The Spanish-American War, World War I, and World War II. That's 6. All the other conflicts, all of them were undeclared.
Right. Okay.
Actually, a declaration of war is rather unusual. Here's the thing about a declaration of war. When a nation declares war under international law, it sets forth a specific set of circumstances that nation is now going to follow in order to conduct war, and they are giving notice to the rest of the world that they are belligerent against another formally. That's the reason for declarations of war.
Damn right.
Okay,
if Biden declared war, he couldn't be able to send $62 zillion to Ukraine.
Pretty much. Right. So you got to understand.
There's no impact on it.
Declaring war literally triggers certain legal protocols. But most of this country's history, they didn't want to do it at that particular time.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, though, Sarge. Okay, because looking at the New Year, and also, too, Sister Hatshepsut, I want to get your comment on this here as well, too, man, because your namesake, when she was the monarch of Kemet, she commanded her own troops in the field. You are aware of that, right, Sister Hatshepsut?
Yes, sir, I'm very aware of that.
Okay, now, they were showing New Year's celebration, Sarge, and you and I have argued about this place, okay? So they showed the New Year's celebration in Luanda, which is the capital of Angola, which was also the land of Mutamba, where Her Majesty Queen Nzinga had waged war against the Portuguese and the Dutch, who tried to invade her land for 50 years. She assumed the power of the throne, I believe, when she was about 18 or 19 years old, and she fought them all the way until she had transitioned. And I believe Queen Nzinga, Her Majesty, was about 81 years of age. You know what I mean? Okay. So they showed that right there as well, too, that they were over there in Luanda on a continent of Africa. And Brother Che, he had dropped off. Hopefully he'll come back in. Okay. All right. And then, too, now there was another place. Oh, boy, man, this is what happens when you get old, man, because a lot of this stuff I'm recalling from memory. Okay. Oh, Queen Amina of Zazzau, which is in modern-day Nigeria, gentlemen. Okay. She was the only child of the monarch, okay, and she said to her father that she wanted to be a warrior. And he says, well, what do you mean? You know, you're just a girl. She says, Daddy, watch what I could do. So she went out there and demonstrated bravery, command skills, you know what I'm saying? And she did all her stuff off a horseback. You see what I mean? So when our people do not get the true knowledge of their history in these public indoctrination centers, okay, just here distorts the youth, you see. So this is why you would have all this conflict within the inner city and stuff like this right here, glorifying going to prison as opposed to going to trade school. Glorifying to being a rapper up there making derogatory comments, okay, as opposed to being a rapper up saying something uplifting. Now, and as you know, Sister has said, you know who I'm speaking of when I say Queen Mother, okay? And she had stated that
that's right. We playing the tweet, Shabaka.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tupac's auntie. Yes, ma'am. She had stated that it could be a very, very beautiful thing if they'll just change the friggin' lyrics. I like to believe, of course, while I'm sure. We got 18. Okay, man.
I heard that
ponies in a barn.
About my Broncos, man. You better leave my Broncos alone. You're going to need to be rooting for them.
Damn right, leave them Broncos alone.
That's right. We playing.
Hey, fellas, I don't mean to interrupt show, but I got to head out, celebrate New Year. You wish you all Happy New Year. Thank you. Love the show.
Thank you for joining.
I got one last message for Sarge. Sarge, how dare you say Merry Christmas? And then the dumbass and her husband and Walt and his wife came out and with video said Merry Christmas. That's all we need to know. We want America, even though you don't like it. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. God bless. And Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
And a happy pending New Year.
Damn right. Love you, Sarge. Follow me back.
Okay, they filled up with their joy juice. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now, let me see here. I'm checking my logs here, gentlemen.
African people that the New Year does not start in the winter.
Okay, thank you. And then also, too, okay, then we got a caller out of the 810 area code. I know who that is. Just press 1 and we'll be more than happy to unmute your mic. Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, that's our sister, you know, up out of Motown, okay, or Motown Records, you know, where they produce some of the greatest hits and all of worldwide music. Oh my gosh, from Marvin Gaye to Smokey Robinson to the Temptations, Julia Walker. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
The Outlaws chimed in on the StreamYard that
he did a great
Kevin Barnes in the StreamYard chat earlier.
Okay, and I have nothing but Dr. Barnes and we'll continue to have love. But I'm still a diasporic African, okay? And you can debate about that time that we got here on Blogtalk for 2025, you know, after we move our platform. But much love to the Outlaws, you know, Dr. Barnes and what have you, okay?
He did a great show yesterday about the delineation. Definitely want to check that out. But yeah.
Okay.
So Chewbacca, we got tethers like Fat Joke and Mad Hoffa that's talking about hip hop was created 50-50. Black and Latino, and we're not going with that shit. You're not gonna remix our history. It's bad enough the Caucasoid has done that shit. You're not gonna do that as a so-called person of color. You're not gonna get away with that shit.
SARS did that.
Okay,
somebody in our chat said SARS sold his soul to the devil.
SARS, I already got an idea of what you're going to say. Now, Ron, now let me ask you a question.
SARS, got some friends to do.
How you could have racial healing in this country, Ron? Okay, Ron?
Oh, damn. Damn, Zach Tavius.
Okay, Ron?
SARS did that. Somebody in our chat said SARS sold his soul to the devil for a sergeant position in a tub of Diddy oil and 2 white girls. SARS, you got some explaining to do.
Now think about it for a minute, man. That's pretty silly to say that I would sell my soul for sergeant stripes when all I had to do was go through school, and pass all the requisite tests, which I did. Why would I sell my soul? That's the dumbest ass thing I've ever heard of. I might sell my soul maybe for a 4-star general, but nothing less than that. Sergeant, are you kidding? That's the stupidest thing out of the law. For 3 damn stripes. Are you kidding?
Man. You know, I mean, there's only 3 4-star generals that I know of, Sarge. Okay, Colin Powell.
I wouldn't even sell my soul to become a full general, much less a sergeant. That's crazy.
All right, and then Eisenhower. No, wait a minute. Eisenhower.
Well, I don't know if he sold his soul or not. I don't think he did.
No, Eisenhower was general of the Army, Sarge. He had 5 stars. They said he was only.
Grant was a damn drunk,
There's only been a few.
And Colin Powell, he only got the 4 stars when he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under the Bush Senior regime.
Only the general of the Army, Fleet Admiral. Those are rare ranks. Only a few people have got Chester Nimitz, Halsey, George Marshall, Jack Pershing, George Washington, Ulysses S. Grant. Those are the only generals in the Army, okay? And Fleet Admirals. So you don't have to
Ulysses Grant was an avid alcoholic.
Oh, yeah,
he was a fighting general, and that's why eventually he became commander of the Army of the Potomac.
Okay, because he was.
But what did Lincoln say about him? He said, whatever he's drinking, send it to my other generals because he fights.
I see. Yeah. And then, of course, as you do know, Sarge, and then on top of this here, too, Sister Hatshepsut, okay, you do know that Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe, Sarge, what they call the state of our birthplace, called the land of Lincoln, with its kangaroo courts, corrupt politicians, and what did you say, Sarge? They convicted their governors there? Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of convicted governors, man. More convicted governors than any other state in recent memory.
Goddamn Brandon Johnson to get him the hell out. Shout out to Chicago Red. They stomping the yard out there to get his ass out of office.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
The person that said that Colin Powell should
put his ass right down there in Statesville. They need to put him down there in Statesville like they did over this, like they did Pritzker, and have him walk the general population. I mean, he took
the job down as activity.
Hey man, don't you know that anytime anybody's in jail, he
said none of the boys in the military will be.
The person that said that sold his soul said that Colin Powell should have been president instead of old Sambo. Truth be told.
Okay. He didn't take the job. They wanted to draft him, but he didn't want the job. He turned it down.
He turned the job down.
He did. Yeah. Colin Powell turned it down.
Right now, he said none of the boys, maybe the boys in the military will be wearing pink right now if he was.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I would rather have Colin Powell than Barack Obama, but Colin Powell definitely would have been my first choice for president.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Okay, this here came across my desk too, Sister Hatshepsut, and I want to get your feedback on this. Hollywood, with its scandalous self, recently had made a film that's out now. I think it's on Netflix about what is it? The black woman of the
688 Postal Directory Battalion.
Right. Yeah, they delivered the mail. About that.
No, they didn't deliver the mail. They sorted it and they assigned it to the battalions, the battalions that actually delivered it. They didn't deliver it.
Okay. Now
they sorted it for distribution.
Okay, but even still, though, Sarge, they were still in a combat theater. You see what I'm saying? Okay, they should have gotten recognition for that. And I forgot the actress who plays the commander of that unit.
Kerry Washington.
You know what I mean?
Kerry Washington, the bad from Scandal.
Kerry Washington.
Oh my God.
Now let me tell you something about this movie, because I saw the movie and I can tell you what I thought about it. And I give you a straight up honest assessment of it. Now you know me. Every single thing I can find out about black people's participation in the Second World War, I have assiduously researched and studied. And every movie I can find with black people in it about World War II, I immediately see it as soon as I can. And I'm going to tell you what problem with this movie that they just did. They missed the boat on what could have been a great story, and they blew it by taking it into a goddamn sermon. Now, let me tell you something about the armed forces. And some of the best movies about the armed forces, doesn't matter what race you are, but some of the best movies about the armed forces military service have been comedies. One of them is Mr. Roberts with Henry Fonda and James Cagney. Now, why was that a great movie about the military? Let me explain this to you, because it's important as to why they missed the boat with the 6888. This is why. Now, that movie was about life on a cargo ship in a backwater place in the Pacific where no action was going on, even though the job they were doing was important because they were a cargo ship, and no army, no military can fight without logistics and cargo. The job was vital, it was important, but the men were bored out of their minds. You know, and they had a petty, tyrannical commanding officer who was constantly fucking with them and messing them over. And it was a state of tension between the men, the sailors, this dumbass captain is commanding, and Mr. Roberts, played by Henry Fonda, who was a nice guy, and the crew liked him, and he had to stand up for the crew against this petty tyrant of a captain. That's one of the funniest and greatest service comedies ever done. Much the military too. Now they could have took that movie, the 6888, and they could have looked at it rather than preaching at us and sermonizing at us and making it look like, you know, every time Kerry Washington get there, she delivered a damn sermon. They could have done like they did with Mr. Roberts. They could show the very real racism that they faced, and that they were facing this almost impossible, insurmountable task of figuring out all this backlog mail, literally thousands of tons of it, and the clever ways they figured out to get the mail to the people that they belong to. And that would have been a great, great story. It probably would have been funny, and people would have wanted to see it. But no, they didn't do it. They had to make the commanding officer, General, and the guy they did, that bald-head guy who was a bigot and a racist, he was a stand-in for a real-life general named John C. Lee. This is with J.C., and they call him Jesus Christ Lee, because he was a moralist, and he thought black people should be treated fairly in the armed forces, and he wanted the armed forces to integrate. But they made him into a bigot so they could have a strong man to set up and do. He was anything but that they portrayed him as. John, they gave him another name too, but he was a stand-in for J.C. Lee. And J.C. Lee was anything but a racist and bigot, especially if you measure him by the standards of the time. They did that with all kinds of shit. See, I know the real history. I studied this out before this thing was ever a movie. I read everything I get my hands on about those women. So I know what happened, and I know the bullshit they put in the movie. Now, I know movies take license. That's okay. And they were fine to take license with it. But they missed this damn story. They could have made this movie, could have been really a landmark if they showed what they actually had to go up against, how clever they were to figure out the problems they had to overcome, put the racism in it. Yes, it was there. Yes, but it was more of a backdrop for their actual mission accomplishment than it was the primary focus of their day-to-day activity. activities, and they could have focused on the stupid tedium of military life and how they overcame it. That could have been a great movie.
Sarge,
and they blew it.
Is long-winded.
They blew it.
Okay, now, Sarge. Okay, now hold on, Sarge. Okay, Sarge, I'm not gonna dispute your wisdom, but there's two things I want to hear what you got to say about this here too, Sister Headset Shoot and Ron Records. Okay. Rosie of the Black Rosie the Riveters had worked at, which is right by Frisco Bay, okay? And as you know, Frisco Bay is where they were sending all the ships under the Golden Gate, man, going into the World War II against the Japanese, right? So you know about Rosie the Riveter, but you had a lot of sisters who were Rosie the Riveter too. Now that is a Northern Cal, Sarge. Now in Southern Cal, down in near Los Angeles, Compton, what have you, and even where old George H.W. Bush used to live when he was a pilot himself in Compton, California. You had a lot of the Rosie the Riveters working off in the defense plant, but you had a lot of black women who was Rosie the Riveters as well too. Now I would like to see this crooked, sick institution called Hollywood make a movie on that. Maybe that ought to be a project for Tyler Perry down in the ATL.
Well, if you're going to do it like you did the 6888, I don't care to see it, tell you the truth.
Okay, but Sarge.
I mean, those women deserved a better movie than that. I really believe they did, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's better than nothing. At least they got recognition. But I didn't like it at all. I really didn't like it. I didn't. You know, when I saw it start off, they were showing in November 1943, the Army was locked in a bitter struggle in the Liri Valley in Italy. And they focused on one unit called the 36th Texas Division, National Guard outfit. You know it was 36 because they had the T-patch on their left shoulder, 36th National Guard, Texas. And they showed them in trenches, and they got up out the trenches, and the Germans are charging them over open ground like it's a fucking Battle of Waterloo, and it didn't happen that goddamn way at all. Now, I know it wasn't about them, but I knew right away when I saw that at the very beginning of the movie, I knew it was going to be a bunch of bullshit. That fight was, they had to go up against entrenched bunker lines. The Germans were dug into two defensive lines, the Bernard line and the Gustav line, because they controlled the entrance to the Liri Valley, and they had to dig Germans out of entrenched fortifications. It wasn't charging over open ground like the goddamn Battle of Waterloo. It looked stupid. I mean, that's what I said. I knew right then and there I was just going to be watching a bunch of bullshit, and I was correct.
Okay, Sarge. That's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? That's Hollywood. That's the place of illusion.
Well, look, the first 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan looked like Omaha Beach, okay? I've read a lot about Omaha Beach, and that depiction of that landing on Omaha Beach was about as accurate as anything Hollywood has ever done. You get an idea what it looked like. So they had the machine gunners too close to the coastline. They were dug further back, about 500 yards up the shingle. They wasn't that close. Other than that, they got pretty much everything else right.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. What about Dory Miller? You saw the movie Pearl with Ben Affleck, Cuba Gooding Jr. and Cuba
another
Gooding
movie that blew it. Not as badly though, but they blew it there too. But yeah, they depicted his heroism. They depicted his heroism pretty well. He did do everything he did with regard to the commanding officer of the Nevada, who was badly wounded, and Dory Miller tried to give him first aid, took him away. Dory Miller did rescue other men who had been hit and under fire. He did take on firefighting tasks. He did man machine guns for which he had not been trained. He probably knocked down one fighter and damaged another. So, I mean, one aircraft and damaged another. So, yeah, they did depict his heroism pretty well. Overall, I was satisfied with it.
Okay, all righty. Okay, but as I said, Sarge, Hollywood is the mastery of illusion. And if you ever go to Hollywood, Sarge, and keep in mind, Sarge, that Hollywood is a section of the city of Los Angeles is because when you F around and find out, Sarge, in Hollywood, it will be the Hollywood division of the Los Angeles Police Department that will be booking your ass. Do you understand?
Okay. Look, man, I take Hollywood with a grain of salt, okay? I don't look to Hollywood for documentaries, all right? You're not supposed to anyway. I like it to be reasonably close to the facts, though, especially when you talk about history. You know, it don't have to be a documentary. They can play a little poetic license. Okay. When they make the commanding officer of the COMZ Interior
with a black actor by the name of James Edwards called Home of the Brave. It had another guy by the name of Lloyd Bridges. Oh, God, I love that movie. I despise that movie, Sarge. Every time I see that damn movie, man, I want to shoot my fucking tongue.
I know why you do, and I understand why you do. And for the longest time, it bothered me too. Yeah, I know why you don't like that movie, because I kept saying to myself, hey, man, will you get there and knock the shit out that goddamn cracker Steve Brody? Will you please do that, please? Why you gotta let your white buddy do it? Knock the shit out that bastard.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on.
I know why you're mad about it, but look. If there's one thing to overlook that for a minute.
Okay, Sarge.
Remember, the movie came out in 1948, Shabaka. 1948. Nobody was even examining those issues like that back then.
Okay, Sarge, sit back, breathe for a minute, man. Put your drink down for a minute. Put down your JD, man, your Jack Daniels. I know you're feeling good.
Well, believe me, I know all about the movie. Ain't nothing about it you can't tell me. You can tell me, but I know everything. I can recite the lines from the movie. Because I love James Edwards, and James Edwards played the hell out that part, even if you didn't like it.
Okay, sorry. The part that pissed me the hell off, even to this day, is where they kept calling him the NGR term. They started calling him Yellow Belly, and then when he was off by himself, the man breaks down and cried. Now, gentlemen, what I want to say, as far as I'm going to unmute you, I need about 15 seconds. Sister Hatshepsut, this is something that you would find quite interesting, and you too, Sister Trish. Okay, there's a scene in that movie, Home of the Brave, where they're in World War II fighting in these islands. He's in the Marine Corps, and they're calling this brother every nigger, every this, every that. There's a scene where the man sits down there and cries. He cries not because they call him these derogatory terms. He cried because it was not right. And the worst form of hatred is hatred of self. Now, Sarge, we're back to you, Sarge.
All right, again, let me explain something to you. Again, man, it's 1948. You act like they're going to do a movie like they do in 2024? Hell no. But let me explain something to you about that movie that got absolutely right. Because I know this is true. Because I experienced the same thing myself. And that was what was important to me about the movie. The guilt you feel when you see your buddy hit and you don't get hit. Remember what he said? Why he got buried, why he couldn't leave? He didn't want to leave his friend. He did love them like a brother. They were very close. His pal got hit, and he had it guilty. He said, oh, I'm glad it was him and it wasn't me. And believe me, I've had exactly that feeling, and I know how he felt. And I'm telling you right now, that was the truest thing about that movie. I swear to God. I said, damn it, they got that shit right. 100 goddamn it motherfucking percent.
Okay, sorry.
And so, you know what? I kind of overlooked the rest of the stuff because for me, that mattered more than the rest of it. I know how racist the United States Army, and by the way, they weren't Marines, they were in the Army. They just wore camouflage helmet covers, but they were not Marines, they were Army. They were Army doing an engineering survey. They were doing a beach survey to determine where the landing craft could come in. That's why they were put on that mission. The beach survey out there. He was an engineer. And it was even realistic. It was even realistic the way, it was even realistic the way that a black engineer could be working with white suits because they couldn't find a white engineer with the right qualifications who knew how to do surveying. So they went to a black engineer outfit, and they had lots of black engineers, doing construction and stuff. So they got this black soldier.
Just the Trish, just press.
Hey, but I appreciate that thing about his psychiatric condition, because I'm telling you right now, that's dead on the money. I've had exactly that thing. I'm thinking about a guy I really cared for. I watch him get it there. I'm glad it was him and not me. It's only a split second, but then you feel guilty about it later. I understand very well what they were trying to do with that movie to show how you could be going through PTSD, or as they called it back then, battle fatigue.
Okay, yeah, now, sorry. Okay, I know you got issues, man. You've seen war. Okay, I understand, Sarge. That's why you fly off at the handle, Sarge, and you know how to work napkin holders and stuff like that. Okay, but the point is this, Sarge. Just like the heavyweight champion had stated, when he came back from the 1960 Rome Olympics, okay, he's wearing his medal. He says, hey, I can go and sit downtown Louisville. Okay, he goes downtown to Louisville to sit at the lunch counter, right? And the waitress after this young man is sitting there, he got the gold medal on and everything. And they said, well, we don't serve your kind here. So he took the Olympic gold medal and he threw it off the bridge into the Ohio River. You know what I'm talking about, Sarge? And no, I don't feel like arguing about his fighting skills against Marciano. To find out, shortly after he became the heavyweight champion, he experienced the same damn thing here in Las Vegas too, Sarge. Now he's the heavyweight champ. He goes here in Las Vegas, man, downtown. They call Nevada the Mississippi of the West, And they told him, well, sir, we don't serve your kind here in 1965. Now, here's something else, Sarge. Okay, there was a guy, who sung jazz, who was a crooner, you know what I'm saying? He played with Count Basie, Quincy Jones, Nat King Cole. And he went there and told him, he says, if you guys want me to keep coming here, you're going to let Nat King Cole play. You're going to give him a righteous room. You see what I'm saying? And what happened? You know who that man was? I'll give you one guess.
Who might that be, sir?
Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah, Frankie, man. Oh, yeah, Frankie, man. Hey, man, the Rat Pack was tight. You didn't try to separate anybody from the Rat Pack without the chairman of the board's permission.
Well, that's true, Sarge. As you know, man, everybody's here, man. You know what I'm saying? They got certain ways of doing things. You know what I mean? And we're going to leave that there alone. Yes,
that's true.
Okay. Is because Nat King Cole had came there. And Nat had to eat his lunch or eat his meals, segregated. And Frank Sinatra goes up there to the cat running a restaurant. I believe it was the Sands, if I'm not mistaken. And they had the wrecking ball bounce off the Sands. And I forgot what they got sitting up there in its place right now. Okay. And Frank said, if you don't let this man and eat like a human being in this place right here, I'm up out of here and I'm taking it. Oh, Amarillo. Yes,
you got clout, man. You had more clout back then in entertainment and even politics even than Frank Sinatra. Not too many.
Okay, now hold on. Now here's another guy who was the vice president of Motown Records, okay, he had came to Las Vegas in 1965, and they gave him that same business. Frank stood up for him. Do you know what his name is?
Smokey Robinson.
You're right. Move to the head of the class, William H. Robinson Jr.
Oh, yeah, I know Motown, man. Motown was a big part of my life growing up.
Yeah. And then you know who used to perform
you know
on a regular basis?
You know what Smokey Robinson said, Shabaka? You're going to love this.
What's that?
He said he's an American.
Oh, yeah.
He said he's a foundational Black American. He is
and if I ever come across Mr.
freedom.
Robinson, okay, hold on, sir. And if I ever come across Mr. Robinson, I would like to meet Mr. Robinson. I did see Mr. Robinson perform, and the brother was outstanding. He wrote half of Motown's hit for not just the Miracles, but the other groups as well, too. And I'll be more than happy to debate with Mr. Robinson on that. And I'm quite sure that Mr. Robinson will see my perspective as well, too. Now, the reason why I'm standing on this square, Brother Che, is because every time that I got stopped by that damn murderous-ass Los Angeles Police Department, suspect is a male Negro. Last name, Sankore. First name, Shabaka. Anyone so wants. And I'm trying to remember, did I make all my court dates or what have you? You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, which I did.
Yeah.
Just like when I got stopped by a crash, Community Resources Against Street Hoodlums. Mm-hmm. They made it illegal stop, Brother Che, as I told you. Okay, so I'm driving up La Brea Boulevard, heading toward the Baldwin Hill.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on a hill, okay, where a nightclub used to sit there that was very popular called the Parisian Room, but they had the wrecking ball bounce off of that and they put a post office there. So I get to a well-lit intersection, okay, crashes behind me. As soon as I make my turn, after signaling properly, I'm pulled over. Here comes the red lights. And I told you this here, Sarge. I told you this here, Brother Che. I'm saying this here for Ron Direct and O2. Okay, so out the car, right. License, here you go. Registration, here you go. Step up on the sidewalk, talk to my partner, right? Okay, so I'm going through this right here, searching my car all legally. So they say, man, well, where the hell do you work? Well, I'm a college student over here at Los Angeles City College, getting ready to transfer into Cal State, LA. Well, what the hell you study? Glad you brought it up. Concepts of criminal law, civil rights, and political.
They said we're not going to hold court right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to have court right now.
The lap dog
they
goes
told
to
me
a fellow
Denver,
lap dog.
when I told them that, go ahead.
Yeah, and they change their beat. And, you know, so therefore one lap dog goes up to the other one, you know what I'm saying? Well, Mr. Sankore, we apologize. No. Don't apologize, because I'm taking a shop number off your car, which is cross-filed, man, you know, to you signing out for that vehicle before the start of your shift. Officer Cooperman, I believe his name was. So I'm getting ready, man, to go put some paperwork off in your personnel jacket. So when you go to promote, man, it'll be held against you. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir, you do. Now, go chase some criminals, man, and let me get home safely. And when I got home, man, hands were shaking, man. You know what I'm saying? And stuff
You're
like
down
that.
to the last 2
Now,
minutes.
the thing,
2 minutes, bro.
so what, Ron?
2 minutes
okay,
left.
You gone, Ron?
We're about to go on overtime, Shabaka.
We're about to go on overtime.
I'm just letting you know you got 2 minutes.
Okay, Ryan, it's always a pleasure, man, and have a happy New Year, man. And we're gonna try to make a few more.
I'm sticking with you, brother. I'm sticking with you.
Oh,
I'm sticking with you, man.
Just letting you know.
I'm just letting you know a 2 minute warning, brother. Right, just letting you know you're running out of time.
Noted. Please don't nobody hang up, please. Okay. Now, on top of this here, though, Sarge, as you know. Now, you know how to work napkin holders, Sarge, and the LAPD, they know how to work shotguns, tasers, 357 Magnum, nightsticks, fists, handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? They got all kind of objects, you know, to glide gracefully upside your head and to put you in, say, a semi-coma to pretty much have where they got to call the paramedics to scrape you up off the sidewalk. You know what I mean? Now,
the coroner.
Oh, him too, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Sarge, the only coroner's report that I will take, Sarge, on another dispute that we've had is that of the one and only Dr. Thomas Noguchi, who was the coroner of Los Angeles County. And the thing is about Mr. Noguchi is that he didn't buck to nobody. He called them like he'd seen them. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with who Thomas Noguchi is, he did the autopsies on Robert F. Kennedy. He did the autopsies on Marilyn Monroe. He's done the autopsies on Natalie Wood. He's done the autopsy on William Holder. Okay, and we're down to the 90-second warning, so please don't nobody hang up. Okay, so Thomas Noguchi, to me, Sarge, was pretty much solid. Now, Sarge, getting back to George Floyd, okay, now I know you're going to argue with that.
Here we go, Shabaka.
Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Touch gloves. This is the last round.
I'm glad he got touched up on Black Friday last year. He got stabbed up 22 times in honor of Black Friday.
That was great news. Yeah, that's great news because what Derek Chauvin committed was murder, okay? I could see Chauvin if he knocked him upside the head with the nightstick. But to put his knee on that man's neck, Brother Che, and what did you and I come up to the conclusion that Mr. Floyd died at about 9:06 of the video that we had witnessed about 25 times?
9:06. Yep.
Yes,
I'm amazed you haven't said anything about Richard Brooks. I'm amazed you haven't said anything about Richard Brooks in New York. Are you going to get around that? No, Sarge. Are you going to get around to you said that his knee wasn't on his neck, it was on his shoulder? Let me say again what the evidence
Oh no, y'all can't hear it. We're in overtime. That's why. Hold on. Oh, they have. Mm-hmm. Me, but y'all can't hear the show. Thank you for joining us, Sister Exceptional. Okay. Shabaka, you need to get Sarge's number too. Blogtalk is acting stupid. I think it's because we're in overtime. But thank y'all for tapping in to season 9, episode 53. Even though it's supposed to be season 10. Episode 1 of Shabaka'S Black Experience Enhanced. Join us later. Frontline Black News. We're going to be doing a New Year's show. So we'll see y'all then. In the meantime, make sure y'all like and subscribe to all of our platforms. Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook. And Shabaka'S Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter. We're down to the last month of Shabaka'S Black Experience Enhanced on Blog Talk Radio. So Spreaker has absorbed Blog Talk Radio. We'll either be moving to Spreaker or we're going to be moving to StreamYard wholeheartedly. We'll keep y'all posted. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Appreciate everybody that tapped in. Leonard the Judah, appreciate you. Twin, Mac 285, Zactavius Prime, and anybody else that was the Outlaws, the People's Network, anybody else that was peeking and now we speaking. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Chain Krumas on and out from the Mile High Income and illegal mining flooded city. Come on to Denver, Tom Holman. Peace.